In 2024, the world changed forever. It began with what seemed like a miracle. People started noticing strange coincidences. A young boy laughing in the middle of a drought-stricken village caused a single flower to bloom. A woman sobbing at her husband's funeral found that her tears filled a dried-up riverbed. Scientists couldn't explain it at first, but as more incidents occurred, the pattern became clear. Emotions were rewriting the laws of nature. At first it seemed beautiful. Love could cause plants to grow overnight. Joy could brighten even the darkest skies, and hope could rebuild communities ravaged by disaster. But soon, the darker side emerged. A man's jealousy during an argument caused an entire neighborhood to go up in flames. A child's tantrum unleashed a flood that swept through a town. Rage, despair, greed, every negative emotion created destruction on a massive scale. The phenomenon was named emerging, the merging of human emotion with the fabric of reality. Governments moved quickly, but not to help. Instead, they sought control. New laws were passed to regulate emotions. Social media apps began scanning posts for signs of anger or sadness, locking users out if their feelings became too dangerous. Cities installed emotion trackers in public spaces to monitor crowds for spikes in fear or rage. Therapy wasn't optional anymore, it was mandatory. People were forced to learn how to suppress their feelings, not for their own well-being, but to prevent the destruction of everything around them. But not everyone could be controlled. In Detroit, we meet Elena, a young woman haunted by a tragedy that shattered her life. Years ago, she lost her younger sister, Mia, in a car accident. Eleanor was behind the wheel, and every day since, she has lived with the crushing weight of guilt. She knows that if she ever allows herself to fully feel that guilt, the pain could destroy the city she calls home. To keep herself and everyone around her safe, Elena takes grey pills issued by the government. These pills suppress emotions, dulling everything until she feels like a ghost of herself. She doesn't laugh, she doesn't cry, she just exists. But the pills are starting to fail. It begins with small things. One night, as she watches an old video of Mia laughing, a single tear falls. She quickly wipes it away, but outside the streetlights flicker. Another day, while sitting alone in her car, she feels the faintest pang of anger at a memory of her mother's harsh words. The dashboard glows red hot, warping under her touch. The breaking point comes during a protest downtown. A crowd gathers to speak out against the government's strict emotional laws. Tensions rise. Someone yells, someone else shoves. The fear and anger ripple through the crowd, and Eleanor feels it too. For the first time in years, she lets herself feel, and the world around her begins to burn. Flames erupt from the ground, not from any explosion, but from Eleanor's guilt and anger spilling out. Buildings crack, cars melt, people scream as the city trembles. Terrified, Elena runs. She knows she can't stay in Detroit. She's too dangerous. She finds refuge with a secret group called the Empaths. They are people like her. People who believe emotions shouldn't be suppressed, but embraced. Their leader, Kai, teaches Elena something the government never did. Emotions don't have to destroy. They can also heal. Kai shows her how to use her guilt to regrow forests, her love to rebuild broken homes. But there's a cost. Every time Elena taps into her emotions, she loses a little more of herself. Her memories blur, her identity fades, and yet she feels alive for the first time in years. The government won't let her or the empaths continue. Led by her estranged mother, a high-ranking official, they've developed the nullifier, a device that can permanently sever humanity from its emotions. No more rage, no more despair, but also no more joy, no more love. Elena learns the truth. Her sister's death wasn't an accident. It was orchestrated by her mother as part of a cruel experiment to awaken Elena's powers. Her grief, her guilt, everything she's carried was by design. As the nullifier is activated, Elena faces an impossible choice. She can use her emotions to stop it, unleashing a power so great it could destroy the world or save it. But every use of her powers pulls her closer to losing her mind completely. In the final moments, standing in the ruins of Detroit, Elena makes her decision. She lets herself feel everything, every ounce of pain, love, guilt, and hope. The city erupts in light as her emotions rewrite reality one last time. The question lingers, Can humanity learn to embrace its emotions, or will they always lead to destruction? And when the dust settles, will Eleanor still be herself, or something else entirely?